Thank you so much for stopping in. My name is Delon Williams. I am a professional makeup artist and I have over 15 years of experience in the beauty industry. And along with makeup artistry, I also have a passion for teaching and education. And so I thought today's video would be perfect. 6 tips for beginner makeup artists. Let's get started. Tip number 1, know your niche. What style of makeup do you do? Are you more for the bridal and wedding makeup? Do you do the more eccentric glitter and cut creases and colors? What do you do? What style of makeup can we expect from you? And even though you are able to do multiple styles, even though you may be talented in different areas, knowing the niche that you really want to focus in on will help you to get your target audience. It'll help you to brand better. It'll help you to really know who the client is that you want to service. Also within this category is being able to narrow down where you want your work to be seen. Do you want it to be seen in magazine? Are you wanting to work on television and film? Are you wanting to work behind the scenes of photo shoots? Do you want it to be the everyday client? Knowing how to kind of compartmentalize your style will really be able to give you a unique benefit, because then it's almost like you're exclusive. You only do this style, or you only offer this to this specific type of clientele. That's gonna give you a leg up in an industry where there's so many makeup artists, so many things that you could do, so many places where you can find different makeup artists. But when you know that you are specifically a bridal artist, you are specifically a full glam artist, you're specifically for soft glam or photography or editorial, you can then focus in on that a little bit better. Number 2, branding. So branding is extremely important. And even for myself, I am ever evolving when it comes to branding. Branding is not only just your business cards and your website, it goes all the way down to color scheme, how you present yourself, how you speak, how your social media looks. All of that goes into branding for your business. Don't get so caught up in trends to the point where it's affecting how you brand yourself. Brands should have a long-lasting impact because you want people to be able to recognize, oh, that's her work. I know that that's her style of makeup. I know that that's her aesthetic. So you want to look for some sort of cohesion when it comes to your branding. You want to make sure that your website matches up with your social media and matches up with how you present yourself in the world. All of that is important. And like I said, it's always evolving. So don't get so caught up in the fact that you may not have all of those things yet. It's okay. Along with branding, you have to realize that you are a walking billboard. And this is like such an important thing to me, because I feel like as a makeup artist, you have the opportunity to show your work at all times on yourself. You can demonstrate on yourself. Hairstylists are the same way. As long as you are the face of your brand, you have an advantage. I've gotten lots of clientele just by people complimenting my face, just by people saying, oh, I like your makeup, who did your makeup? And then that opens up a conversation where I can explain that I'm a makeup artist, I can explain what I offer, and then I'm able to put that person into my clientele book because I'm just a walking billboard. So it's important just to put that extra effort and emphasis on the fact that you have an advantage by just doing your makeup every day, and do it well. Do it well so that once people see you, you're able to attract clientele just by walking down the street. Number 3, pricing. Pricing is gonna look different for everyone. It'll depend on your experience. It'll depend on how long it takes you to service a client. It'll depend on what you're offering, what services you have that you're offering. It'll also depend on what city you're in. A good place to start is by analyzing those things first, and then kind of looking at other makeup artists within your city and seeing kind of where their pricing is, what's the average rate, and then decide whether or not you need to go above that or a little bit below that after you factor in all of those other things that I mentioned. When it comes to pricing, you want to grow. You want to grow in your pricing. You want to grow in how much you charge, because you should be growing annually. You should be growing in your experience. You should be growing in how much time it takes you to service a client. You should be also offering other services as time goes on. Of course, your skill and your talent will increase as well. And so that'll mean that it's time to up the prices. And that's totally okay. That's a part of growing a business. Also, remember that your price is a reflection of how you view your services. services. Your pricing is a reflection of what you offer and how much you value what you offer. Also, a good way to figure out how much your services are going to cost is figuring out how much you want to make. How much money do you want to make as a makeup artist? Are you doing this full time? Is this something that you're doing on the side? Is this something that you want to grow and scale your business? Do you need a certain amount of income from this skill set that will cover your expenses? Another important factor when it comes to pricing is how much you have invested into your kit. Do you have high price point products, or are you using drugstore foundations? Those things will play a part as well into how much you should be charging for your services. Tip number 4, education. Education is so important. And I think it's more important to me because I'm so passionate about it. I love education because it empowers people. When you're properly educated on something, you feel like you are more empowered to execute. It's super important to immerse yourself in the beauty industry. Study the greats, study great makeup artists, study the style of makeup that you're wanting to do, study other influencers and makeup artists that you really are inspired by. What are they doing? How do they post? How is their aesthetic? Do they offer classes and courses? Do they offer one-on-ones? All of these things will help you develop as an artist and then in turn help you to grow your business. Also under the category of education is keeping up with trends. What is going on with the girlies nowadays? Like, what are they wearing? What style of makeup do they like? How are people booking? How are they finding their makeup artists? What's the best way to find clientele? Really immersing yourself in the education piece will constantly have you evolving. You'll never get stuck in a rut and continue to do the same things that are not growing your business. You'll always have a leg up because you'll be educated and knowledgeable on the next best thing out. Number 5, building your kit. So I'm all for a deal. I'm all for a dupe. I'm all for saving some coins, but girl, investing in your kit is probably the most important tip on this list. As you invest in better and higher quality products, you will be able to offer better services to your clients. You will be able to execute better application on your clients when it comes down to your foundations, when it comes down to your brushes and the type of brushes that you're using. All of those things are going to play an important role when it comes to all of the other categories we talked about, like branding and pricing. You still need to make sure as a makeup artist, you are doing your due diligence to stay on top of a good makeup kit. Even though you're a beginner and may not be able to invest everything into your makeup kit now, make sure that you are making very smart investments. It may be more beneficial to you to buy foundation in bulk where you have an array of shades to service your clients than to buy a very expensive eyeshadow palette. They don't balance out when it comes to what you need to be able to offer when it comes to investing in your kit. Proper sanitation of your kit is super important as well. How you work, how clean you are, how tidy you keep your kit as you're servicing a client is super important, and they pay attention to it. So if you're someone that gets kind of messy when you're doing your application, or you have brushes everywhere, you have your products everywhere, you have things open and you're not closing things back before you move to the next step, sometimes that can affect your business. People really want to feel like they are having a luxury experience. And when you're able to offer that, you become a more exclusive and elevated makeup artist. Even down to the presentation of how you lay out your products as you're about to apply. All of that is important. It really plays a big part. And then under this category, I also wanted to add offering unique services. This is also going to put you ahead of the game. So an example of this is if you're a wedding makeup artist or a bridal makeup artist, sometimes a unique service that you offer that makes you stand out from the rest is just having a little touch-up bag for them. It may include a mascara wand or a lipstick wand or a little sample jar of the lipstick color that you put on them. All of those things really make a difference. You could put a little makeup wipe inside of there, give that to them after you've provided the service. And so that really stands out. You can put your business card or your logo. That stands out to a customer. That's a unique service that you can offer. You can charge a little more if you'd like to offer that, or you can throw it in as a freebie and that still makes you stand out. If you have a background in aesthetics and you know what you're talking about when it comes to skincare, why don't you offer facials as well? You can offer facials prior to the makeup application, and that's an extra add-on for you. If you have your own makeup products, you can also add that. All of these things are unique services that you can offer to better build your clientele and to really keep people coming back to you, because it's going to be something exclusive. And our last tip number 6, is building clientele. So going back to what I was saying about being a walking billboard, it's so super important. Imagine a potential client comes up to you and you're explaining to them that you're a makeup artist, and then you're rustling trying to find your Instagram pictures and you're showing them, see, I did this here and I did this, I did that. versus them coming up to you and saying, oh wow, I love your face. You do makeup? It's a more authentic experience. They're able to trust you more because they see it right there on you. So being a walking billboard is truly like a hack. Social media also is a great way to build your clientele. Using hashtags. I like to use hashtag Houston MUA, Houston Makeup Artist. I cannot tell you how many people have found me that way by simply using that hashtag, and I'm the first person that pops up to them because I use it so often on all of my makeup tutorials, all of my makeup videos. That brings me to content creation. It's so important when it comes to building clientele. People need to see what you do. Even if it's something as small as a lip tutorial or just placing some eyelashes on, content creation is really going to keep people coming back to you to see more of what you offer. As far as retaining clientele, you have to make it an exclusive luxury experience. If they have had a great experience with you, you make sure to follow up with them, you make sure to thank them, you're giving them their little touch-up bags. They're not gonna forget you, they're not. So also connecting with them on social media afterwards, or putting them in your clientele book, or adding them to your contact list. Knowing when their birthday is a great way to really retain clientele, knowing when they have special events coming up so that they know that you are their specific makeup artist. Another thing that I love to see is when makeup artists offer their loyal clients discounts or special features that other clients don't get. That makes your client feel like they are loved. It makes your client feel like they are important. It makes them feel like you care about them. And that's super important in retaining those relationships. Okay, so that's it. Those are my 6 tips for beginner makeup artists. I hope that these helped you. And if you guys have anything that you want to add, if you're a makeup artist already and there's some other things that you feel like people could benefit from, please drop them in the comments. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon.